Hey guys, welcome to the post show for episode number 47 of Limit Break Radio. Now, obviously, Eskalia was not able to join us for this episode.
And we thank him dearly for that.
We thank him dearly for that.
There you go. All right, now we can hear you.
Cool.
Yeah, so Eskalia wasn't here, and as such, we do not have access to his camera, which means that we have to use the internal studio cameras, and as such, we're also joined by Nika. So
who can't be pictured. So even though we have her disembodied voice here, this Goku guy, who is this?
That's
Goku.
That's Super Saiyan level 4 Goku.
Okay, Goku is going to be Nika's body.
Okay.
All right.
You're gonna hold that up the whole time. You know that's really hard to see, right?
But it's there.
Okay.
Give it to me.
It's dancing on your head.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
You control Nika's body.
This is dumb. Anyway, all right. So thank you guys for generously giving on patreon.com/Limit Break Radio. It's so nice to have you as a part of the LB Army. If you are just joining the LB Army, thank you so much. We appreciate all of your contributions. So episode 47 just got wrapped up. We had Joe Never Fails on the show today.
Joe Never, he's my favorite person.
And
I thought I was your favorite.
Shut up.
We had a very, very busy show. Now,
Holy crap.
Yeah,
we did.
It was a full show, man. And we even got emails in there at the end. I'm kind of impressed that we were able to do that. But Juxta, I'm going to start with you. Because we at the onset of the show, we decided that we were going to try doing callers slightly different.
Yeah.
Because it's been a little distracting for you in the past.
Yeah. I mean, when you get like anywhere from 10 to 20 people trying to want to call in, having to like juggle all those people and try to like see like what the topics are, try to place them in like where you would put them in the show, and try to like also make segues into getting them on the show. It's a lot to manage, with in addition to the drops too.
Yeah. It is. It's a lot to manage. So we decided to invite Kooky to fill this role. And today was the first time that we had tried this new system out. And how do you guys feel that it went? Now, Juxta, I want to get your opinion first.
Okay.
Because you're the one who normally handles the calls, and I mean, you were still sort of handling them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it was a lot better for me. Jesus.
God.
Personally, like obviously, I was able to really
take the toys away from you. Jesus.
I'll just play with myself.
You.
Damn it. It was a lot easier for me to focus on the actual discussion and put in my input that way, as well as focus more on the drops and stuff. It was a little bit weird. Like I was always like keeping an eye out for Kooky. I'm like, man, is there a call coming in? Am I waiting, or should I contact her? I'm like, no, I'll just wait for her. And then she brought in the calls and stuff. It was a lot easier for me.
Right.
It was a little harder to like get used to not being in charge of calls,
Mm-hmm.
but overall, I think it went really well.
Well, I mean, I also had her sending me Skype messages when people were ready. So I also kind of have a sense when people are ready, and you're not just like sort of sitting on it waiting for like a point to come in edgewise, where like maybe the point hadn't been concluded, but you're just like, we gotta call her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I'm like, fuck you. No, don't go back to the fucking show outline. Call her first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do think that it helped cut down on that. We were a little bit more prepared for calls.
Mm-hmm.
So you like that system?
Yeah, I like it. I feel bad for Kooky because now, like, she is obviously like still in charge of the chat and stuff, but now she also has to like talk to the people, which is a step that I never actually did. I just like got what their show, what they wanted to talk about, and then told them they were in the queue, and then mentally like put them in a queue in my head.
Right.
But she actually has to talk to them and like get a feel for them and stuff. So it's a lot of work, I'm sure, for her.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is a little bit of work, but it can also. I think you know what I think that once she establishes a flow, that she's going to be able to knock it out really quickly.
Cookie's pretty amazing, and
yeah.
Plus I think she works in a call center anyway, so she's probably pretty needed to use some skills that she's used before. So she's probably sitting there thinking, "Oh, no sweat, Juxta, you're a noob."
Yeah, yeah. Well, even that script even the script that I gave her earlier today, I'm pretty sure that she's probably come up with a better one already.
She's laughing at it and be like, "Oh, honey."
Yeah. Exactly.
She's just using us to pad her resume going forward.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she said we brought her in at the end of the show too and got her input, and she said it was a little overwhelming too. So,
yeah.
Come on, Colin.
It is.
I think she wanted to not make you feel bad.
It makes me feel pretty good that we have more calls than we can get on the air.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
We of course had Joe Never on the show. And it's always great having him on as a guest. And I think we were able to take a pretty unique look at what's going on in 14 right now. And Kahlo, I got to give you all the credit. You really dissected that
interview,
that 4Gamer interview, very well. And I made time to read the interview this morning myself. And then as I looked at your outline, I was like, I could have just looked at the outline. This is really you did a really good job of putting that together.
And
so
also, you're welcome.
I was definitely really impressed. I could tell that a lot of good time was spent in that. So
I feel like he could have fleshed out the part with the novices guild. That part, I felt like you kind of breezed over that a little bit, Kahlo.
First of all, fuck you for trying to shut me up when showing salt. We never do that to you, okay? But just still thinking about it triggers me.
Well, but that's the thing, though, is that, I mean, like, you know
what else? Fuck you for, it seems like every point that I had, which I thought you would also agree with, you're like, no, I'm gonna go with Nika today. I'm just like, fuck you. Just fuck you.
Well, that's because I was right.
Well, you know what? You can never pin me down. That's the thing, is you think I'm gonna go one way, I'm just gonna go the other. No.
I think he's getting soft.
No.
Like a flaccid wiener.
You know what? It's because you gave him that ode to the casual. It's infected.
People were calling me the primal or what was it? The elder primal pepper.
Yeah, I saw that. But I think that
you're black.
Yeah, Juxta, because I'm black.
Oh wow. But no, I think that when one person, I think that you were reading between the lines differently than I did.
Maybe.
I think my, like when I react to stuff, it's like, it's less, it's a little bit more tangible, and I don't know. I feel like I sort of feel like you maybe just read between different lines than I did. So I just had a different perspective. I didn't mean to take the wind out of your sails.
Well, you did.
Well,
you're not the only one who can explode into a volcano of sodium.
Final Fantasy VII remake.
I will slap you right on camera. I'll do it. I will slap those stupid burgers right off your head.
No, my burger phones.
So yeah, no, that was definitely an interesting aspect to today's show. That you were the one.
I personally like when roles get reversed like that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. That was the other thing, is that I always kind of consciously play devil's advocate. No matter what.
See, here's the thing, because Juxta does that a lot too, but you can tell when he's playing devil's advocate.
Because he doesn't really believe it. He doesn't really believe it.
But it's still bringing that perspective to the show, regardless of if he believes it or not. Right. And so with you can't tell, like, if you're just doing it just to do it, or if this is actually your actual belief. And I think that's what kind of triggered me a little bit more. I'm like, you don't believe that.
I think part of the point of that is to keep the audience guessing too. If the audience, the thing is, the audience always thinks that they can pin down when I'm going to get salty or when I'm going to get animated.
Yeah, but sometimes they're really bad at it. Like, Aniro's going to get so salty about the relic quest.
No, but that's what I'm saying though. If people can start to predict my patterns, they're going to tune out, man. this should be instantly becomes way less interesting. And so, I'm always looking for a way to look at if everyone's going to be coming from the right side, I kind of want to come at it from the left.
And Nero was a reverse scene kid.
I'm critical. I'm critical of everything. Yeah. So, I really, I haven't dug my heels in about much recently or gotten that pissed. But, like if you had gotten pissed at me, then I probably would have risen to the occasion. But no, I really do. I sometimes it's devil's advocate. Sometimes it's just a different perspective. And sometimes it's to keep the audience guessing. Yeah, I
completely forgot that shit started low level too. I wanted to explode even more.
Yeah.
Because for some reason I thought that was just like, all right, you get to level 16. Now let's teach you how to do shit that you've been doing forever anyway.
Real quick about your setup in Nero. Can they hear Nika?
Yeah.
Okay, because the little mic or the headset thing isn't on.
Yeah, no, because Nika's coming through the board.
Okay, okay, just asking.
See, Nika, say something. What did you think about today's show?
I did not expect to get that far into detail from just the interview.
Oh, I knew we were going to.
It was good, definitely, but like I expected a bulk of this to be about PvP. So Surin's asking me like, "What are you guys talking about today?" I'm curious. I'm like, "Well, we're gonna talk a lot about PvP and like what we could do and speculate on things." And like that was like the last 20 minutes of the show.
Yeah, the PvP aspect of it. I think the focus of it changed because of the interview.
Yeah, definitely.
Originally, how I had envisioned it was sort of being like a workshop of like how could this work in FF14 and actually talking about it. But yeah, Nero's right. Because of a lot of the stuff that the interview set up beforehand.
Yeah.
And also I think this would have worked a lot better because then beforehand it would have been like, all right, here's all this 4Gamer stuff. Here's this email we got, which is loose related to PvP that they talked about for a couple minutes. Now let's talk about our own topic altogether. And I think because of the meta or whatever of the discussion, I think it all flowed together into itself.
I agree.
It definitely did.
I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree.
There were a few times I was looking at the outline and I'm like, should I try to rope it back in? And I'm like, no, I kind of like where this is going. Let's sit with it.
Yeah, there was a couple of times where I had to give the signal in the studio like we got to wrap it up. And that's only because I was being
mindful of time.
I was being mindful of time, and I knew we had pushed off emails for 2 weeks and that there was no way that we could push them off again.
Mm-hmm.
That was really my primary concern. I was like, we have to get into emails with 30 minutes left in the show. And I didn't want to keep you guys here all night. So, that's why I kept saying, all right, we gotta move it along. We gotta move it along. But I think that all of the discussion areas that we got into today were really, really interesting.
They were phenomenal.
Yeah. All good calls. All 3 calls that we had today were really good. And were all really interesting. I specifically liked the last call.
Dolo.
Dolo that we took. He really brought up some very interesting points.
It sounded like he's a avid viewer of Joe's stream.
I think
right?
he is. Yeah,
it seemed like they were kind of on the same wavelength.
They seemed to know each other a little bit. I felt when he brought into the call. So
yeah.
Maybe an acquaintance.
I think. You think that big explosion from Joe is a good sign that they know each other?
Joe explosion.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, I really like that call. And we said it at the end of the show when responding to M's email, but we have really amazing listeners. We have a really amazing audience that is they're really smart. They're really critical, and they have spent just as much time as we have thinking about the game and the discussions that are had on the show. And I have such an immense amount of respect for them. The 10 minutes or so that we spent at the end of the show doesn't really even begin to do it justice. And I'm very thankful for a smart audience. Like I did get a lot of flack because from the word go, I was like, when we bring the show show back, it's got to be edgier. It's got to be it's got to hit harder.
Something that this community hasn't seen yet.
Yeah, it's got to go in a direction, like we have to embrace the idea of being villains sometimes in this community, or at least
anti-heroes,
or at least just be comfortable with it. And that's a really hard thing to embrace, man. When you decide to be a rebel or go against the grain, and that's the foot that you're going to lead with, that's always a really, really dangerous position to put yourself in.
At first, anyway.
At first, because you don't know how it's going to pay off.
And a lot of the people that you hit first are going to be those casual Careberry people that are just like, oh, you can't do that, blah, 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 trying to shoot you down.
Yeah.
But as you gather your audience and they build your throne and they lift you up into the position of a community leader, then, it becomes solid and you're like, we got this.
Right. But, and there are people who do shows like this to, be able to have that kind of influence and be able to have that kind of megaphone. That's never why we've done this. We even if this strategy backfired, even if we did an edgier show and nobody wanted to hear it or everyone thought it was offensive, I still think that we would be doing the exact same show that we're doing
just once a month.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So it really is amazing to hear a story like M's and hear that not only are people willing to come to the table to support Limit Break Radio as a show and as an organization, but that they're willing to come together and support each other as well. That's just truly an amazing story.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of really cool things at Limit Break Radio. We have we've been the medium for two people who fell in love and got married. That we were how they met.
For real?
Are they still alive?
Yeah, Max V and Tiger. They met because
Did they?
They met
Wait,
because,
really?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought that they were together before.
No, they met.
No.
They met because of LBR.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, when
I don't think I knew that.
When they have a kid, we could finally tagline it says LBR, making babies.
They have to name it after something from the show. Like, really, the name of that kid has to have something to do with this show. That would be amazing.
Dunkle.
Oh my God.
Dunkle.
Oh no! Don't do that to that kid. That's so mean.
It could be worse.
Yeah.
It could be Fedorov.
Oh my God, it could be. Anyway, so we have definitely done some Extra Life. All of the
Eskalia's charity stream.
Exactly. Yeah, we've done some really, really special things with this show throughout the years. But to get an email like that, it always touches you. And I was really I was genuinely touched by that email. And
it said that night Aniro's heart grew 5 sizes.
And I love it. I love hearing that our show is a way for people to connect with one another. That I take an immense amount of pride in that. So if you're a Patreon, M, thank you so much. I think you did say in the email that you are a supporter of the show. So thank you for that. Thank you for giving us the chance to know that happens. We don't always know that kind of stuff happens out there.
Yeah.
And so I do appreciate you dropping an email letting us know. So that was really nice. So what else happened today?
I liked our emails because they were short, they were concise and to the point.
They were shorter, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they weren't short, but they were very.
They weren't 4-page epics either.
Yeah.
Well, plus their points were something that we could address pretty specifically, and as a result, we were able to get to more of them.
Yeah.
I think because if we would have just had one, real long epic one that actually gave us like a really good discussion topic, it would have been, I think, weird to finally get to emails and then just read one.
Yeah.
So I like being able to just kind of like blow through a bunch of them like that.
Yeah, me too. And people love when they send emails, they love to hear their name read out on the air. And their email too. So I think that was really important to me that we not just blow past emails for a third week, that we actually sit down and read them. So
I agree.
We do have to remember next week I want to do FMFFLs.
Yep. Okay.
And I want to make sure that Xanther's email is included in there because he had a nice email about FMFFLs.
We should put since FMFFLs usually are a little bit shorter than most other segments, we should toss it at the beginning before a discussion topic.
Oh,
that way we're sure that we get to it, and gives us a nice little wind up before we dig into the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, like right after the news.
Changes things up a little bit, keeps things fresh.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good idea.
I've had so many FMFFLs in the last week just myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, write a few of them down.
Fuck my Final Fantasy life. I know Nika.
It's more like fuck my triple triad life, but
Oh my God, really?
I got Hilda and the 5-star dude from Idle Imperient 2 times. It took me 1 win. Got them both.
Wow. No, I can tell you. You know how I've been spending like thousands and billions and millions on trying to get Zidane on the gold pack. I got my like 4th Warrior of Light, which is the same rarity as Zidane,
Nika.
and I've never gotten Zidane.
Let me make you feel a lot better because of something that I did that was just so fucking dumb, and now I still can't believe that I did it. So I'm looking at the Triad site, right, and it lists everything that's in each of the packs, right?
Yeah.
And at the bottom it says Platinum packs, which comes from tournaments. I completely forgot about tournaments, and I see all these like 5-star cards, and I'm like, what the fuck? I haven't got any of these yet. Why aren't I buying those anymore? So I walk over and I start buying Mithril packs.
Why'd you buy
Packs and Mithril packs and Mithril packs and Mithril
no.
packs. I was at 270k MGP. I am now at 90. And it wasn't even until the next day when I was on Triad again and I saw Mithril above Platinum, and I'm just what the fuck did I do?
Yep. I do the tournament every single time so that I can have if you get on the board, you get 4 to 5 platinum packs. So I've been doing that.
See, I stopped doing the tournament because of the changes that they made, because I feel like I don't know, like the last time that I did the tournament, like I don't even think I got like MGP or anything like that. So I'm just like, fuck this, I'm done.
Well, even if you're not
Huh?
No, you get a lot though. Like even if you're not on the board, you still end up with 20 to 30k MGP and a couple like 1 or 2 platinum cards. And if you get on the board, like I think I was like I was the 5th person on the board last time, and I got
That's
5
so weird. Yeah,
5 platinum cards and like 50k MGP.
They made the change. The first big change that they made to the tournament stuff, like that determines the things or whatever. Yeah, I tried doing it and got like next to nothing. I think I got like 1,200 or something, and I'm just like, well, fuck this. It's not even worth it anymore. Do you just play NPCs or?
No, play people. NPCs are not worth anything.
I think
I play Surin. We just sit there and we play each other the whole time.
And it doesn't matter like how many wins or losses.
Oh, it definitely does. If you get on the board and you get ranked, you get more. But like if you're averagely playing, you're not like having someone throw matches for you or anything. Statistic wise, you'll probably win about equal, right? Have almost about as many equal wins as losses, and you'll end up with at least 20k MGP doing that.
Oh,
at least.
Well, start getting in contact with me. I'll play you too.
Yeah, but Surin, I can.
Fine.
I can convince Surin to.
Just stop.
Fine, Nika.
Whoa.
Wrecked.
Do I hear you win trading? Is that what I heard, or?
No.
No, fine. It's fine. Let's move on.
No. Okay,
Let's
tell me what you do, Nika. I really want to hear this now.
No, it's a secret because I don't want you to get higher than me on the floor.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay,
talking
so
to you now.
Let's be fair though. The only card I still need from Platinum Packs is Cecil. So once I get Cecil, I won't really care as much. I have all the other ones. I have Tidus and Furion and all those.
I would just like to point out the hypocrisy of Nika, who won't disclose her underhanded tactics, but criticized me for win trading in the Wolves' Den.
Wait, I never did that. Surin win trades in the Wolves' Den too. I don't think I've.
So now that Surin does it, it's
I
fine.
don't think that was Nika.
No, I don't think that was me. Because I think that's the only way to even get the achievement nowadays, because nobody's doing Wolves' Den. Is the only way to do it is to win trade.
I don't think Nika ever chastised you for that.
Yeah, I don't think that was me.
Now you're just telling me to go listen back to episodes.
Are you gonna do
Okay,
that? Are you gonna do that?
Is that what you're gonna make me do?
If you find that I said that, I will legitimately apologize because I don't believe I ever did that.
Will you also change races for a week?
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I was going to if we lost the bet, but we didn't. So. Yeah. Hey, I did. Okay, what I didn't realize. Okay, you said that I barely streamed. I got so much money or whatever for you guys, and then you were only going to race change to Ephemeral for 2 weeks, and then I find out that Juxta never even had the stream for the bet. It was always Kahlo anyway.
What are you talking about? I still streamed.
He streamed 1.5 times apparently.
That's what I did too.
But he also took a kick to the balls and partook in
which is
Satan's
fair.
asshole.
He was doing stunts on Kala's streams.
You made it sound like I did absolutely like nothing. I thought that you would that Juxta was like an equal partner. In the stream.
No!
I did not realize that he barely did. The only thing more than me that he did was get kicked to the balls.
The only thing.
I raised money, Nika. You raised.
I did like $50. Shut up.
And I
got like 20 for a Nero. That was a contribution.
Yeah, so that should be negative to you. So you only raised $25 for us.
I mean, I streamed at least half a dozen
Actually
times.
streaming.
At least.
What are you looking up, Juxta?
Okay, so Nika contributed 1%. So thank you a lot for that, Nika.
You're welcome.
That's about what your tank contributes in DPS, right?
Ow, ouch.
Let's not be generous now. Come
Sorry.
on.
Sorry,
That was
I
a
had
good one.
to.
No, I like that.
Left me open
Around
for that.
500 DPS and most of them. That's more than 1%.
I'm sorry, I should have been specific. You're Paladin.
No, I'm talking about my Paladin. Shut up.
I had people on my stream one night burning Nika.
Wait, when?
It was a while ago. I don't remember how it came up, but we were talking about you, and I think it was Visenya was like, yeah, I really and then she's like, please don't tell Nika I did that.
Oh, too late. You just did.
Yeah, too bad. Sorry, Visenya.
I also found out that she plays Lords of Verminion.
You know, what I was saying in chat earlier is, to be fair, Lords of Verminion isn't like a bad game, but it doesn't belong in an MMO. Like, if they somehow because they originally said when they made Triple Triad mobile, they were going to try to connect it to 14, but then they ended up making like its own portal or something. But if they had made Lords of Verminion a smartphone app where they could connect to your 14 account and like play with your minions that you have on your mobile phone, I would totally play it.
The problem with that is that's not what they did at all.
Right. That's what I'm saying is if they played the exact same game, like the same way, but they put it on mobile phone and had it connect to your 14 account, I would play the hell out of it. It doesn't belong.
But that's
because they wouldn't be diverting their resources to it. They'd probably have another separate team for doing that, and that's fine.
Yeah, but that's just not what they did.
In that case, nobody would be bitching about it at all. People would probably think it was cool. Like, hey, I can use my minions that I actually get in the game on my phone. It's cool. Like, people would actually be talking about.
Well, hey, the Kieran mount would be really cool if it farted rainbows, but it doesn't. So, I mean, like, we just making stuff up now? What the fuck?
You know, I was going to bring up a point
what I'm saying is Lords of Verminion isn't a bad game. Like, it's not that it's not fun. It's that they just didn't think it through when they implemented it.
I was going to make a point before you did the sign to wrap it up that Lords of Verminion is greater than the Novice's Den or whatever the fuck that thing is.
The Novice's Den.
Why would you say that?
Because Lords of Verminion has a lot more content, a lot more replayability than the fucking Novice Hall or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
it's not meant for
replayability. Once you do the Novice Hall once, then
that's it. That's all you.
That's not necessarily true.
Especially if you're learning different jobs.
And if you're learning, I mean, if it teaches you specific skills. Again, I think of ripping hate back. Okay, that's something that is actually for a tank a skill that you have to learn.
If you go in as a tank and they said they have NPCs in there with you and they're doing like really high DPS to see if you can keep hate off of them, that's a legit thing you need.
Or something to teach a tank swap. I mean, I could see using that again and again to just sharpen my abilities.
Yeah, I could especially what I've noticed a lot of like mid-level tanks don't know how to do is if you're fighting 3 mobs, how to keep hate on all of them.
Yes.
How to press flash.
Especially if the party members are not following your markers. So if you have three mobs and then they have the NPCs attacking different ones with strong DPS and you have to keep it off of them, that is a worthwhile thing.
Yeah, see, I don't think that the Novice Den is going to teach you how to let a DPS die, because that's the real way to deal with it. If a DPS is attacking the wrong target, you let them die.
No, the thing about the beginner's hall, which is what it's actually called, the thing about the beginner's hall is that it actually serves a function.
Theoretically.
Theoretically,
we'll see when it's implemented, but what it sounds like is that it will serve a function.
That it actually serves a function, unlike Lords of Verminion, that doesn't serve a function. It's a game. It's a game inside of a function. No, it doesn't serve a function.
No, you know why? Because they don't give you a reason to do it. You know what they should do? Put the relic grind behind that.
Oh, shut up.
Fuck you.
Make a reason to do it.
It would be a reason to do it, but nobody I would honestly, if they did that, I'd quit.
See,
I'd quit because that's how stupid Verminion is to me.
The only thing they would possibly do was maybe add it as another viable option, but then nobody would still do it because there are other ways.
Kind of like how the Beastman tribe quests are an option. For the relic
I feel
ride.
like before they would make... Oh, fuck, I just went on to... Speaking of beast tribes, I go onto a ship, and my graphics glitch, the entire ship is lime green. Anyway, that how they... I feel like they should make Wolf's Den and the Wolf's Den tokens a viable option before Lords of Verminion.
Absolutely.
I feel like Nika's Final Fantasy XIV has just been turned into a Dr. Seuss world.
No, I agree with you, Nika. They need to support PvP before they support any other.
Okay, so
I mean PvP and raiding, I would say, are the.
Because PvP, even though it's not required and it's a side game, people still really like it. What?
I feel like there is a problem with us doing the green room in here. It turns into a show Redux Part 2.
But that's again, that's my problem with it is that Verminion just doesn't serve any function to anyone. I think Nika had pointed this out, is that nobody asked for this ever at any point. And going back to what I was saying on the show, there's such a wealth of shit to do at the casual level that it seems like to put development time into something that nobody wants, nobody asked for, and nobody's going to play is just a severe detriment when you have your entire raid community that is just
exactly. I want to know who had this idea that let's take a game that would be perfect for a mobile device and put it into the MMO where people are asking for not this. It seems so bizarre. I honest to God think that if it was a mobile game, I would play the hell out of it when I'm riding in the car for an hour. I would absolutely play it. I don't see why they thought that this would take off inside the MMO, especially when we have so many other things we need to be doing.
We had that graph from Arthur's last week on the show that showed NA clear rates.
Yeah, from Reddit it was.
Right. And I guess as I sit and think more and more about that data, I think that people I think that the endgame raiders who have exited this game and moved on to other things have done so because they're like, oh, we're only ever getting 4 fights at the end, and that's all we will ever have to do.
When FF14 or Realm Reborn was first sold to us, it was the idea that they're taking all of these successful concepts from Eastern and Western MMOs and putting them into one. And I think one of the things that they need to do is they need to obviously change up the way that raid structures are working, and I think they need to look towards World of Warcraft and Guild Wars and how dynamic those fights are and how there's a lot more of them, because there's not just 4 fights in 4 circle rooms every time a tier is released on there. These fucking beautifully crafted almost entire zones that you travel through.
They are zones.
Yeah, they're fucking zones. That's the thing I told Juxta. I think if all zones, all instance dungeons and raid zones could be visited in the real world or whatever, just completely empty, after you've cleared it, you can go back to this now emptied zone and just explore. I think that people would really dig that, but that's what they need to do. That they should be giving these raids more life than just circular rooms.
Yeah, I don't understand why they don't see maybe it's that they don't have the development team power or something, but I feel like there's nothing wrong with the circle room raids, but give us something else too. I don't see why we can't have the circle room raids and a Nizal Isle thing and a dungeon raid exploration, especially if they were different levels of difficulty too, because everyone would do them. I don't know.
Well, I mean, we're giving them, X million dollars a month. We kind of
deserve it.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
Is the content that we've been getting do we feel like we're still getting the same amount of content that we've been paying for? I feel like it took a hit with Heaven's Word, and I'm still shelling out the same amount of money.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
You know what I mean? That's a bummer for me. I
get that you guys want to have time to sleep and stuff, but you know what? We kind of need more content, so you need to put your foot forward and hire more people to
Something needs to
actually flesh out your game that people want to play.
Yeah, that's the thing is that there's this thing that happens that people legitimately want to play this game and they can't because they run out of stuff to do. That's always kind of been the problem with FF14, where you get to the end and then it's like, oh, well, now what? Well, FF14's answer is you can either do 4 really, really difficult circle raids, or you can grind the same shit that you've been doing over and over and over and over again. Okay.
Yeah.
And to me, there's there's got to be a break one way or the other. They really do. They have to switch it up. They can't keep doing the same stuff.
I think with the changes in 3.2 to PvP, hopefully that'll shake things up to where people start doing PvP, and then that'll make other people start doing PvP.
And that'll help to alleviate the breaks in between.
And then you won't have 4 hard circle room dungeons and grinding your ass off. Then you'll have maybe fun content to do that's dynamic.
But it's just so hard to see that. Like, you think that since this came off the coattails of 11 when it was at its prime, that you think they would see the parts of 11 that worked really, really well and go from there. And the fact that we have nothing like Assault or Nizul Isle or any of that stuff that was great in 11 is really disheartening.
I agree. Well, I totally agree.
As much as we make jokes that Square Enix doesn't listen to us, they do. So the more that we push that people
I do want to say that
I think we'll get closer to
right,
getting
that the interviews and stuff that Yoship is giving, I mean, the fact that they, when they hear we think raids are too easy, they make them harder, and then when it's harder, they try to make it easier. Like, obviously they can't win. They're trying, and that's, I want to give them credit and say that they are listening, they are trying. They just don't know what the players want, because the players are so we-wanty and so bitchy that no matter what they give us, people are going to bitch. And they're trying their best. There are some places that I think are obvious that they're not quite exploring.
They're not. I think that they're not listening to the right people. Okay, obviously, a lot of this stuff about raid structure, it's contentious. Okay, and you have a vocal minority here, where you've got people who speak up about raids who are just like, nah, I'm turned off. I don't want to do it at all. Nah, you know what I mean? And I don't see Square Enix stopping and looking at the actual player who's giving the feedback and going, okay, where is this player coming from? Where in relative skill, I don't think they break down the community like we do into, elitists and we wants. That's generally the binary breakdown that we come up with. I don't think that they have that. And I don't think that they have an objective measuring tool to be able to measure, a person who's giving feedback on the forums. Nor do I think that, I don't think they care either.
Especially because anyone who makes a joke on the official forums gets banned. So I can just imagine how many people have very legitimate info and very legitimate criticism that they're not listening to, either because they get banned over it or they're banned because of something else stupid.
Absolutely. And I think that there's a very real, if they're only taking feedback from the official forums, they're creating an echo chamber, because you're not wrong, Nika. This is a phenomenon that it's like you throw a rock in the FF14 community and you can find someone who's been banned on the FF14 forums. It's really, really easy to get banned on the FF14 forums. And so, I think that that's a good point, that, you're limiting the amount of feedback that you're getting by taking maybe an insensitive comment, and instead of removing it, just outright banning the person. I mean, it is a really big problem. And I actually think that I'm
terrified to post on the official forums in case I get banned, because I want to be able to say something or to read, do whatever if the need arises, and I'm just like, what if I post this and I get banned? I shouldn't have to think that on the official forums.
No, have a Limit Break Radio image in your SIG.
That'll get you banned.
No. And if they ban you, we'll talk about it on the show. I mean, we'll make it that's. I rarely post on the official forums, but when I do, I'm just like, you know what? If they ban me, they ban me, and I'll just talk about it on the show and make them feel really stupid. And we know that they listen. We know that they, if even if they don't directly acknowledge us, like we know that we have ripples of influence.
Yeah, we're at least on their radar.
Yeah, and that
somebody's listening and reporting it upwards.
I have to imagine that if you have that there's at least going to be a slight hesitation before somebody hits that, or at least the question of like, do I ban this person gets bumped up a level to their their advisor or something. You know what I mean? Like just do that and you'll.
Koji presses the button
because
Koji's like, burn them motherfuckers.
I don't know. I've been pretty mean on the OF sometimes because I just like I'll find the most ridiculous thing and I'll go, you're stupid. Like, and it's just like
that is a ban. You do get banned for that.
I have never gotten banned.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I have an LBR picture in my SIG and an LBR logo in my SIG. So take that for what it's worth. I'm not saying that like anyone who puts an LBR logo in their SIG on the official forums is immune from getting banned. All I'm saying is I haven't been banned yet.
I kind of want to test it. I want to go put LBR, so I'll be Kyle Landis, LBR, and then I want to put a picture of garbage in the Lalafell thread because we know for a fact that
is a bannable offense
because Shintason got banned for that.
Yep. Yeah. And it started as a temp ban and then it turned into a perma ban without any kind of anything else.
Yep.
Like it just was like, nope, actually you're never coming back.
I'm gonna go home and test that.
Yeah.
And the thing is I don't even see it's such an innocent joke.
Except I'm gonna put it in the Femro thread.
Do it. Please do it, honestly. I want to see what happens. Like maybe I feel like Femros would think it was funny. I think it's the Lalafells and their butt hurtness. Like, I don't know. Because I feel like someone would have had to report that as being hate speech or offensive or something. Right?
I don't know.
Photoshop shovels onto a Femro's hand.
Or do you think an admin was like actively watching that?
I don't know.
That thread. I don't think so. Someone probably reported it.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think it's far more reactionary than we think. It has a lot to do with people over-reporting garbage on there. I mean, we know what that's all about. We did forums for a while. People would report ridiculous things. Yeah. This person called me stupid. Well, deal with it.
Call them stupid back.
Yeah. Deal with it. You're a fucking adult.
That's stupid. It's like that's the kind of stuff I have to tell my kindergartners. Like they'll he called me a monkey, and I'm like, well, are you a monkey? And they're like, no. And I'm like, then what's the difference? Call him
a giraffe. God damn.
Yeah, that's what I say too. I'm like, okay, go. Why don't you call them? Like a giraffe. And it's really funny because when I'm like, well, are you really a monkey? And they stop and they think, and they ponder. They're like, no, I'm not. I'm like, then so why are you offended?
Their entire world has changed.
And they're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be so offended.
What wizardry is this?
Adults could take lessons from this.
Yeah. No,
come on.
So could San Francisco. I mean, let's be honest. They're just offended at everything.
All right, so episode 47 highlights.
Highlights. What do you guys think?
The PvP server talk.
Okay. Yeah,
that was a lot of hype. A lot of hype there.
Yeah, about the last 20 minutes of the show, yeah.
The saltiness and the going back and forth about the novice hall, beginner's hall thingy.
Yeah, beginner's hall. That's a pretty good one. Yeah.
And then
you want to write these down, Juxta? Because
me?
Yeah.
Why am I writing it down?
Because you're not contributing.
I was contributing.
You have declared yourself the
scribe,
the person who reminds us about highlights when I try to wrap it up.
Yeah,
so
I remind someone else scribes.
No, you write it down now because you have the pad and paper.
Any of our calls? We want to highlight any of the calls?
We had Tobolito, Marcus, and Dolo.
What was Tobolito's call?
Something about Alex Savage being harder.
Yeah, it was.
And what was the second one? Marcus's call was about the new job. I don't know if any of the calls.
If it was going to be a call, I think it'd be the last call.
Yeah, he didn't talk much. I think he kind of let us into the PvP server thing, though.
Right. Yeah.
What about the stuff near the beginning then about the idea of how they tune the difficulty of endgame content?
You mean
like that interview question where they talked when they talked about like their process.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool
the discussion
process.
we had from that.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
All right,
those are good highlights.
So adjusting difficulty content, the Hall of Novices, and the PvP.
This was a fairly serious episode and legitimate insight.
Yeah, we
compared to our average.
We were a little bit light on the laughs this week.
That's because the last
even people were coming in and they're like, "Wow, Joe is being so serious."
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure that there was a whole lot to be funny about.
I mean, there was some salt with the novice hall thing, but other than that, we were a good source of discussion.
Yeah, pretty
friends.
straight. We played it pretty straightforward today. So. All right. Well, cool. Those are going to be the highlights. I'm going to apologize for Eskalia. Apparently, he's been having trouble exporting the last Green Room video. There's a good chance that this one may make it to Patreon before that one. But you do want to hear that one because it's a big, long, like 90-minute discussion that we had after the last Final Encountercast where we talk about the future of the show.
And racism.
We talk about funding, racism, the racial roulette. It's a really good Green Room video, and I really hope that nothing really ended up messing up with his recording. So fingers crossed that'll be up sometime this week, and it should I mean this will be really easy to get up. So
that's what he said.
The phrasing.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think that's gonna do it here for the Green Room video. Thank you guys so much for your support on patreon.com/Limit Break Radio. I do want to let you guys know that I am currently drafting a proposal that I'm going to be posting on Patreon for the adjustment of some of the stretch goals at Patreon. So we are currently conceptualizing some new content that you guys can choose to fund at a certain level. And we're trying to figure out what the best way to do that is, and estimate our costs the best we can. So look forward to your posters this week, guys. Those should be coming to you. We should have more answers on the T-shirt as well as the tattoo artist in the next couple of weeks. We're trying really, really hard to move that forward. But sometimes when you're dealing with local people, local artists, and local businesses, you'd think you're like, I'm trying to give you money, guy. I'm trying to give you money and help your business.
Do you not want money?
Yeah, because I can go to somewhere else and give them my money. And
I'll take your money. What am I doing?
No, can you print T-shirts?
Oh,
yeah. Can you? That's a legitimate question. Can you print T-shirts?
What kind of quality are you expecting out of them?
I can draw on T-shirts.
Yeah, I can do that.
No, I mean like take the poster and make sure that it gets on the T-shirt. Okay.
I can staple it.
No, that's not what we're talking about here.
I don't know what you want from me then.
Glue? Does that fabric glue?
Fabric glue.
I want T-shirts. That's what I want. Anyway, so we're trying to figure this out, and we're not have to resort to fabric glue on T-shirts. Just sit tight. Again, we appreciate your support. We will get you T-shirts, and we will have some answers for you here in the next couple of weeks. So thank you guys so much. Enjoy your posters. We can't wait to see pictures of them framed around your house or in your bathroom or wherever you decide.
Above your bed.
Yeah, wherever you decide to put these.
In your faff den.
Yeah.
On the mantle.
Yeah. So that's going to be it for the Green Room Show. Thank you guys so much for your support at patreon.com. We will catch you next time. Bye.